What's up, everybody? So I just watched a Google Stadia conference presentation, whatever you want to call it. And after watching, I feel like I'm fairly confident that at this point in time, it's not going to be where it needs to be. I remember when they first announced it, I remember thinking, yeah, get that crap out of here. You know what I mean? Because the experiences I've had with cloud gaming have all been negative. But as time went on, I started to think to myself, I said, well, you know what? If anybody can do it, if anybody can get close, because cloud gaming is far off. I mean, it's always, when I've played it, it's always felt half-baked. It's always felt far off. The idea is good, but the delivery's always just been shitty. And I thought, well, you know what? With the resources Google has, and the way they're talking, like you'd be able to see a game advertisement in a browser and then click play and then boom, it just fires up. No downloads, no nothing. We're talking crazy convenience. We're talking extreme ease of use, you know? And for the casual market, that's huge. If you got a little bit of input lag in your controls, that's a small price to pay if you're a casual and you just want to play wherever, anytime, any place. But after watching that presentation and hearing what they're saying, I'm just not buying it, people. I'm not buying it. This guy here said 32 megabits gets you 4K 60 FPS. Now, I'm no internet expert. I believe megabits refers to the streaming. Megabytes, I think, has to do with what you're downloading. They said this is no downloading. You're not downloading anything. We're strictly streaming. So I have a connection of 100 Mbps, okay? He says 35. It's 35. 35 is going to get me 4K 60 FPS. Now think about that for a second. 4K 60 FPS. And during this presentation, toward the end of it, my YouTube window starts, it's Chrome, it's my Chrome browser, it starts buffering. Okay, so you can't even properly render a streaming video, you know, in the HD content that I got it set at, and I got a 1080p monitor. It's not like I was trying to watch in 4K or anything like that. Not that it was even available in 4K. I'm trying to watch at 1080p, and the quality goes down the shitter because it's buffering. That happened a few times. Just the quality went down. You know, probably went to like 480p. Then it went back to 1080p. And then at the end of the presentation, it started buffering. And I'm like, okay, you know what, man? You're trying to tell me I'm running 4K 60 FPS playing a video game with actual controls, and I can't even watch this video without a buffering? On Google Chrome, get the hell out of here. It's not happening. It's not happening. Like I said, when I first saw, I said it wasn't happening. Then I started to doubt. My man Blaze 4K, you were talking about last night in the podcast. I think you're on the money, man. I just don't think it's where it needs to be. Now, in theory, let's say for argument's sake, it's where it needs to be. $10 a month gets you whatever games they give you. You don't even need to pay a subscription. You can just buy the games, whatever game you want. You can buy it. It's yours. Play it anytime, anywhere. It sounds real good on paper. Get a little extension for your TV. 4K 60 you're playing. I believe the controller is like $70, I think he said. Man, let me check my notes here. $69 controller. Unless you get the Founders Edition for $129, and then it comes with a controller, it comes with a Chromecast, you get a Buddy Pass, you get a little Buddy Pass, and the complete Destiny experience. So, I don't even remember what the hell I was saying. Like I said, it sounds real nice. Let's say I can just fire up my browser, hit play on a game. I'm running 4K 60. It's a seamless experience. There's a little bit of input lag. I can see the appeal. Now, input lag. People, I don't know if you fully understand what input lag is. They're talking about fighting games. You can be running fighting games with input lag. You can be running online multiplayer experiences. Destiny 2's got multiplayer. You're going to be running multiplayer. You're going to be doing a raid with input lag. He says that it can process information faster than your eyes can register something to your brain or something like that, he said. I don't really know. And I'm like, there's no possible way. Input lag. I got my little controller here. Meaning, after I move the analog stick, a half a second later, then my reticle is going to move. That is unplayable. That is unplayable. It's unacceptable. Now, your quality is automatically going to die down. I've played PlayStation Now. I've tried it several different times. I actually tried it on my computer as well, and they have something where you use your graphics card, and it's supposed to enhance the experience to take some of the weight off of the streaming. It still worked like shit. On Live. I'm an early adopter of On Live. Check this out. Look what I got for you right here. Let me get up close. Check this out. Look at this, huh? This was the first, that I know of, the first streaming console. And I had it when it first came out. Because, look, the potential is solid. The potential's real solid. Got the controller, real nice, still in perfect condition, but the input lag was atrocious. It was absolutely atrocious. It was unplayable. The coolest thing about On Live was they had this feature where you could go in and you could watch anybody that's playing. Anybody that's playing, they got this little box, or they got all these boxes where people are playing. You just click the box, whatever they're playing, and you can spectate. That was the coolest feature. That was sweet. But the actual game experience, the quality went down, went up. The input lag was atrocious. And that's the same thing with PlayStation Now. I don't understand how anybody can game stream. It's just, it's such a shitty experience. Now, if that's all you have access to, I get it. You know what I mean? And again, if this is even somewhat playable, I see this being a real threat. I really do. But I feel like, given how the internet works for most people, I get 100 Mbps internet, okay? It was 200 before, and I still had issues with PlayStation Now. I had 200 megs, and I still had issues cloud streaming or game streaming. It's a solid concept. Game streaming is a solid concept. I'm not hating just to hate. I hate the concept because of the input lag. The graphics dying down, the quality of the graphics going down doesn't even bother me, really. You know, if that's all I had to worry about, it's the controls. When I need pinpoint precision, I need precise controls, I need second-to-second accuracy, you know what I mean? I don't have time for no input delay, and I'm relying on my internet connection that can't even properly stream a YouTube video? No way, man. No way it's not happening. It's just not happening. But it's going to be real interesting to see. Microsoft, Sony, they're setting up a similar thing, setting up their little game streaming services. Sony's been at it. Microsoft's, they're getting ready to go. Maybe this isn't to combat. Because think about it. Let's say it does work. Let's say Google Stadia works. You press play 4K 60 with 35 megabits. You know, it's like, why would anybody go out and buy a console at this point? Why? Nobody would. Nobody would. So, in theory, this is a real threat. But I don't think it's going to be a threat because once everybody realizes that it doesn't work properly, I think it'll die out just like On Live did. I can't believe PS Now hasn't. PS Now is still going. I remember when I first tried PS Now, I was like, yeah, this will phase out. This will fizzle out. They'll be done with it. It hasn't. It hasn't, and that's another thing that worries me. I feel like if enough people catch on and start playing and just they're not worried about the input lag. Because I've never played a game at 60 FPS during game streaming. So I don't even know what that would be like. Maybe that would feel responsive. I just don't know. But going off of my experiences with game streaming, with PS Now On Live, like I've said before, I just don't see it. I just don't see it. I hope it doesn't work. I hope it doesn't work. I don't want to be reliant on my internet to play games. I like hardware. Shit, I got a badass PC. I'd like to utilize my hardware. But anyways, I'm just dragging on at this point. I'll holler at you guys. You let me know what you think.